Jimmy Carrane's an improv nerd.
You also described that time in the 90s as the golden age of improv.
Yeah.
Can you explain that?
That's because I'm watching people like Jimmy and Kevin Dorff and Brian Stack and Adam McKay and Neil Flynn and Matt Besser and all those UCB guys and Teresa Mulligan and Messing and, you know, I mentioned the women, I'm sorry.
Well, we had Polar and Tina Fey.
They were part of my generation, so they weren't the golden age.
Okay.
So I'm talking about, because Polar and Amy and I were all on teams up at I.O., so we're all on the new teams
so it's
when
Tina,
we get to the new
right,
space.
Okay.
So it is. So it's Dratch was there, and I can't even, who's Brian Stack's wife? Miriam Tolan. Yeah, and that, and they, you guys, without ever, no one else is doing it. It is groundbreaking improvisation done without so much the game style, that finding the game of the scene and the quick UCB style of playing. It is a much more grounded, theatrical presentation of hilarious comedy. Great character work revolved around such intelligence of form that using the idea of the callback and throwing threads of connection that I didn't even know existed until I saw the Family do their first deconstruction and their first Herald.
And the Family, for people that don't know, were an I.O. house team, and
That's
it was
right.
Matt Besser, Ian Roberts, Adam McKay, Ali Faranakian, Neil Flynn, Rick Roman, who died.
Yep.
Were there six?
Dratch was in it for a little while.
Yeah, Rachel Dratch was in it at the beginning.
Yeah, I think it was maybe just those five, and they would work so hard after their Herald. They were all sweating, and it was such a beautiful piece of theater that. And then when they were doing the Armando, because I saw Jazz Freddy maybe once, maybe twice, but now that I'm on my team and I'm a little bit self-involved with my own lifestyle and finding my paycheck and going to work and rehearsing with my team and loving that and doing my show once every 2 weeks at I.O. So I didn't see Jazz Freddy a lot, but then they all came back to do Armando.
Right.
And then it's...
So Armando at that time, the Family, all those guys we just talked about,
right.
And then Jazz Freddy, which was Noah Gregoropoulos and Dave Keckner and Brian Stack and
Dorff.
And Dorff, they all came together.
Yeah.
And that show, when it started, I don't know how you feel about it, was when I was doing it, I was intimidated. I was totally scared to be up on that stage.
I can understand.
You know?
Yeah.
And you said that the show, you started to see it at 92 to about 99. It was you described it as?
I described it as the main stage of improvisation.
So if you were at the I.O. and you got to do Armando, it was like being on the main stage of Second City.
Absolutely.